How did we get here? Well, it starts with $1 trillion and Dr. Phil. Like, think about the high and low in just that one sentence. $1 trillion and Dr. Phil. And it all starts with a Texas oil company. And they were founded last year. So they are younger than most of the condiments in my fridge. I will totally use that ketchup one day, I promise. But this oil company says that there is $1 trillion of crude sitting just under a protected wetland in the Arctic. So they staffed up. They handed a board seat to a Navy veteran from Trump's Missile Shield project because nothing says routine energy exploration like missile defense guys. And then they hired Dr. Phil. Yes, that Dr. Phil. A man whose entire skill set is yelling at teens on daytime TV to film a documentary about this whole damn thing. And I wonder if he told them, sweetheart, look, tacos don't make themselves, but people do.
This is a full-fledged partnership between Envoy TV and Greenland Energy, including a multi-part documentary. And this is going to be shot in real time. I'm going to have to mug a kitten and get some mittens because I'm going to go up there and see this firsthand.
And then, without permission, without talking to the people who actually govern the place, this oil company started unloading drilling equipment onto the beach in Greenland. And when the government of that country says, hey, you don't have a permit for any of this, well, the President of the United States responded by posting this. AI slop as of himself as a 50-foot, actually, hell, looks like he's like a few 100 feet tall giant, looming creepily over a Greenlandic village, captioned, "Hello, Greenland." Totally normal, totally not creepy at all. And look, think for a second at the fact that there are people that like that post, that are laughing and high-fiving over that post. There are supposed adults surrounding the president that saw that post and guffawed, "Oh, yes, nice one, Mr. President. That'll show him." Holy crap, that's the country we're in now. And yes, we are back on our Greenland crap now. I thought Marco Mark and the fascist bunch were done with this crap, but here we are. Greenland Energy, founded last year, never drilled anything anywhere, and on this Jameson land on the eastern coast, sitting on $1 trillion worth of crude. And a few weeks back, residents just looked out their windows and saw a barge pull up and start offloading drilling gear. No permits, no approvals. Greenland's government ended up having to issue a strong warning. And the exact spot they want to drill sits inside a wetland protected area, under an international treaty. So sure, out of the entire Arctic, millions of square miles of frozen nothing, these geniuses picked a patch of dirt that is of ecological import. Are they even trying to hide that they're competing to be the most evil humans anymore? And their chairman is a guy named Larry Svets, and he's got a standing invite to Trump's inner circle. His wife posts from Mar-a-Lago like it's a timeshare. And then, yes, they retained Dr. Phil McGraw to produce the documentary series that will, quote, capture the mission of these modern-day wildcatters. Presumably, he did not tell them, you got a black heart. But he does call them modern-day wildcatters, not oil executives who skipped the permit line, not people who are willing to sacrifice our environment for quick profit, not people who don't respect sovereignty, but wildcatters. Rugged, weathered, squinting into the Arctic sun, like they're riding into Tombstone instead of violating Danish territorial law, narrated by the "how's that working out for you" guy. And the day after Greenland sent a warning, that's when Trump went on something that's apparently called Real America's Voice, and the host there reminded him that he once predicted Greenland would be American by the time Trump left office.
You're also still looking at Greenland. I made a prediction on this program that before you left office, that Greenland would be under our operational control. It's still incredibly important to defending the Western Hemisphere, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll be right if you took that. Yeah, you'll be right. No, they want to do something very important. Greenland's important, from our standpoint. not from their standpoint, but from our standpoint. Yeah, you should make that bet, actually.
I did make that bet, and I think it's incredibly
Good.
important.
You should make that bet, said the president. Think about how far our diplomacy has fallen. When this is how our president speaks, allegedly making public statements, and I'm not real sure that I can call Real America's Voice a public outlet. Does anybody even see that stuff? But our president flippantly talking about taking Greenland without consent, something he's done his entire life. And I've got to ask, what does it actually take for one of our NATO allies to draw a line here? Because a strong warning isn't going to do it. Is it when they finally put oil rigs into the ground? Is it that second meme? Is it when they drill and actually hit something? What's the trigger? And does anybody in Copenhagen or anywhere in Europe actually know? And let's think about this. Trump has spoken tough about Iran. And frankly, that war hasn't gone particularly well. So who's to say that Greenland would be a smooth transition? I mean, we would be talking about our actual NATO allies stepping in, right? And as for Trump, 2 days after that warning came that stupid meme, that giant toddler peeking over a ridge at a fishing village. And historians have looked at that and said that, look, that's crude, but invasions often start with these small technical projects. Operatives and technical experts doing the recon, advancing work under a company name. So essentially, they're asking, these historians are, if this invasion has actually really already started by having this oil company go there without permission. And I keep hearing people, and I keep reading, that people don't think he would actually go that far to take Greenland without any permission. Yet he spent a year floating tariffs on Denmark over it, floating troops, floating annexation. And right now, the only thing standing between his rhetoric and his reality right now is whether this shell company gets a drilling permit. But Greenland is scared. Greenland's government looked at that gear already on their beach, and right now they've decided that making that company remove it would not be proportionate. AKA, it's appeasement. That didn't work when they tried it in Europe. So right now there is a silent invasion starting in Greenland, and we'll have to see at what point anyone actually starts to fight back. But Greenland has never been off the table. And that's why I'm going to ask that you guys subscribe, because this is exactly the story that gets buried under whatever's loudest this week, and someone has to stay on top of the paper trail behind these oil companies while it's moving. And look, I've got to ask you, if you've got something extra, I would love for you guys to become members, because that's what lets us spend our time bringing you stories like this instead of just chasing the same thing that the mainstream media is chasing.